even presently, I could remember there is this issue that I'm also investigating about the seat project. That's the under the Ministry of Health, where 14 Toyota Parados similar to the National Assembly members were procured. But if you find out that the auditors, I have that audit report with me, it's very clear that auditors report clearly stated that there was mismanagement of public funds, because a situation where a Toyota Parado is costing $3.5 million. These people went and said that they buy each Toyota Parado for $7 million, a difference of $3.5 million each Toyota Parado.
Wait. You are going too fast for the ordinary person. So this 3.5 Prado, the average price 3.5 and purchased at 7 million is a saga revolving around which government institution or body?
Ministry of Health, under the Ministry of Health. And it's a project that was for the empowerment of women and children. It's called Sahel Women SEED. So if you will see cars that are roaming in the country, you will see SEED. It's called, that's the project. So it's called Sahel Women's Empowerment for something like that. I cannot know actually, but I read a report about it. It's on 4 and I'm waiting for the police. So this were permanent secretaries that were found wanting procurement officers that they went for the project. They put an open tender, and TK Motors, who is launching as Toyota
authorized Toyota dealers in the Gambia, yes.
Authorized bid for it, and also CFAO, which is also recognized and a legal entity in this country for car dealings, also bid, and there's what called KIF. KIF is an electronic, they deal with electronics, computer and computer gadgets. That's what they deal with. But this company was the one that was awarded the contract rather than a registered
Toyota
company
dealer.
that should Toyota dealers are number one, and the auditors made it very clear that the contract was given to somebody who is not even lancing in terms of car dealing. Number one, they read in their audit report made it very clear, and this gives them a conclusion that it was favorism and nepotism. They went further to say that these departments would have, if they have given it to TK Motors, the cars will be actually 3.5 because they have done their investigation. The market price is 3.5. But what they receive is that each car was bought $7 million. That means that they have doubled the price.
Ministry
also
of
what
Health.
They find out, yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Also, they went further to say that even the company that they have given the contract didn't import the vehicles here. But he went to TK Motors and buy the vehicles 3.5 and give it to the ministry for $7 million.
Are you talking about fraud?
7.
Wait, that's fraud, bro. That's fraud.
So this matter was reported. The auditors raised it and it went to the police. It's almost now 3 months because I was following this matter. I went there. I called the PRO. I said that I want to know how far the investigation. Every time I requested, just last week when we were released from the police, I went there again. They said still now the investigation. But this is very clear up to now. And allegations were coming that there are some people that were there and they are close to power. Now they want to turn those people to be witness when they are actually the ones who were found.
The puppet, they want to turn perpetrators into witnesses.
Witnesses instead, so feels that those are not connected to the powers will be the ones who will be prosecuted, because I learned that one of who is a permanent secretary now transferred to the office of the president working for something. At the time before the person was transferred under the Ministry of Health, he was a permanent secretary, but I learned that now he's at the office of the president. I don't know for what position there. I learned there's allegations that he will actually, they wanted to turn him as a witness instead of, and this were the procurement officers, this were the senior procurement officers, and there's no transaction that could have been done when you remove the procurement officers there, then nobody should be found wanting, because the whole process is done by the procurement department. So there were 7 senior officials among themselves that were there, senior, not just senior officials. These are high profile people. But up to now, that issue is before the police, and you cannot hear anything. Like, I have followed this for 3 months before this issue. Up to now, I asked whether the file has been transferred to AG Chambers for legal advice. I cannot get clarity about the issue. The last time time I called the PRO, he was on a tour. He could not give me any information regarding about this thing. But even when I first attempted, I went there, relying on access to information. Like the fraud squad said, they cannot talk to me, so I have to use the department of the police PRO's office so that I can get this information. So these are some of the issues that actually. So that's why now it's cast doubt under the police whether we will, because there are so many issues that are reported there, and up to now we didn't see anything. I could remember the only government official that is prosecuted here is only Bamba Banja. Apart from that,
okay,
I have not
wait,
had
1 second. Let me pinpoint something here. So you want to tell me after all these scandals that have happened in this country, do you know about what time did this one happen? Because this seems like not so long ago.
This one, it's almost after the auditor's report was almost, I think, 1 year, before even these people will be invited for questioning. I have the auditor. I wish I was in the house. I would have given you the date when the auditors
we don't learn anything. Yes. As a country, we just don't learn anything. We just don't learn anything.
Yeah. So, but it was long time. Like it's now we are counting almost 2 months now, 2 years now after this whole issue. But up to now, there is no head rolling. There is no issue before the courts. And this is not small. This is we are counting now $450 million that went to individual pockets, because Toyota Parado is 3.5. So 3.5, you put another extra 3.5. That means that 3.5 times 14, because they purchased 14 Toyota Parados.
Oh, it wasn't 7. And I was thinking it was 7 vehicles. It was 14.
14 Toyota Parado, each has extra $3.5 million. So the state lost $3.5 million by 14.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me do my rough calculation here. Let me do my calculation here. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to take from poor Gambians, man, my friend. So you said 14 by
3.5.
14 by 3.5. That is about 49. Guy 149 all day. Yo,
so that's not a small amount, and this is affecting an institution that is collapsing, like the health department. Now people will go there, poor people will go to the health, the medical hospitals or whatever you call it, and they will not even have these medicines. They will be like sending to the pharmacists to buy this. The minister, there is no medicine in this place. So a poor person who is paying tax that the service should be rendered to the person, and this money is diverted to individual pocket, depriving people to have proper medication, and people who are poor will just go and wait for their time to die because they cannot afford to go for overseas treatment. So these are the issues that are affecting our country, and this is coming from an institution.
Nima Adama Baro Bondi 2026 abe lanjur bale la banku dini kande yalo nin kombe sila nga jibe dron ko ndebe balo fasa kanne e akoma ibika mira fo ka nyato damma ite be damen kono do ite ka rol damma le jela ibika nyato mira mune binala kala sinama siningi biko mira la balwo kono maral jawo kamella hadama di o kam akamuntala ko niye esanso ta yabon nyamo kono ye briketo ta ya farsi ya lala ka jani nyame maral nya jawo ka banku din la balu nya jani wonyala ma alama baro nya jani sa mbe continue kanyi agriculture kola Gambia banku kulo damanda ay alayin harje fembale la barin kallon ka fo duniya mol nyaatile la on ka lon ka fo Gambia dini nyaatile sanji tallul nim fulan dun ko pambe fan nolan kallo gab duniya be nyaaten ka fo ko tele mu fentam banko lati already alay banku fato dinnale banko me yalon ko isi senefion ke no jetole ayatari bero mantare o banku mun ko nyin kono dula dolbe keri banko dolbe keri bi ni lefta senokela ika masingole nati ka berol te ka banku mun ko soto ka fendo kijeto memi yalon ko be balula banko dolbe jetol be ka seneke bari ka balu no la fana ndela banko ala fendina baji o membembul baji o ala baji fulale dina me yalon ko jioni jidima ni jidima ala adina munekam wala mo yinti ko ka balwala make don ko min lagi kake je wo nyama tendron hani ale har je banko la bang mi alan ko ngani ku flo be soto nsi baluno nyewla le nsi baluno baji di malale o baji o nyun akake nyadi le nin dula dol le moti ni odi ala odi banku dol le lani ibe duniya be balundi lani ajibe dro hanin tel la bolon ko dama ni ngat samplo tan tel la sate o damal la to la sate o damal la nga faro dol lon jeto ni nga mansa soto men yalon kabe mol ma ko ila no dulal to la no e trakiti woro sikadro yadi yo sate damal la trakiti woro be nitir wo damal la maybe offense yadale bari ngake trakiti wululu tira o woro o itara o sate o ko na je damal ye boto yena ta hani dam fa kunda fana ina trakiti tandi wolla dro ye boto fana yita kulare nyon ni dula ko tando ye trakiti woro wala saidi wol fana nadro e koy ko atalla tuman na janto trakiti mo ni lulu mbolo janjanal tema ali ayelo alla bal wala trakiti mo ni lulu damal dro ya jela wayemna o baselo yuara rani tuman na ayabe balundi nole trakito dama trakiti killing aka jora menta ita konto fonola trakiti killing nyagen ka diamu nyillan ka diamu felle meli yalon ko nita nyillela ntolla generation yati nyambulle bari mu generation commune pour nyi mira sidu son no mo kono ko na mo forol mel tambita de ka nyi mira sifal sotole imme keno bari ntele alinga katantele ya ake fontel lam generation kote me minalo fala si baluno ibaje la konte denna banku kote nambe dennam faale nga nyi be fola kama bari ntel tali ye entel la generation ya say koman development o membe Gambia banko ka o mutamala la development o leti individual development o wolle banko ka ba ki ajibe do lata UDP masa kuna be siri ni fuja o lamba fo mo jalamba malo me alon koy kaka mani senol ke yalo UDP nyanta menekelo yalo UDP be menkelo la ko ina mala ya jamelo trakiti keme fulo waflo ibe mamad jay no be contact ko sur la no e trakiti keme fulo sika ya dia ya mako ya in power ay mano sene mano me yalon ko asi domono Gambia kono ina trakito dul fana odaina Europe janto man sakunda ka ila Senegal mako e wajala ni tele fta senola ibe mako ila senatorial yalan jawra ne na sifalu ndile ikaje kari chumoarol di molla ni si saretoli ni si daboli ikanyil be sikale ka di molla otumo plano nyotumo sembete keri par yo ferol ken nata tata nyamalo binu denu kumbitra ku ko ten ko just say ni mbalo nata sa te sida o banko kan santa te o sifa ke ala mbalo nyante o sifa le kala ajo trakito nyil ten kunda ma ne wabula anante tula jeto le iba jala ko mel binala asi do la fa trakito ka seno e yirwa banko ka ntella faro do bi jeto ka fa je payno no tundo mul balo la nyo ka soto jeto le date men hakete men mano bi jeto le ba jio ka beti ya birinte la dindi ya wato sankiline soto ba keta jeto o san flanjang soto man keno je kotake ko mo lafta jeel so wo faro nyi hala ko mo be silata o area be kanaje ba ko nyol be kanaje faro e kanale jeto kananye muto le jeto faro nyi ndam la o sangala be me wato men fokanta ay misafono 90 solo kono fo 80 solo kono ma hakilo batata mo na diniata mo bari ngaje la fan bladol bi jeto botana ila satel ko kanam ma koy manol ka te jeto adum trakiti man sene ke jeto o sang o faro be damen bi ni masa kendo be entel bulbi na trakiti woro wala di entel lo sate da manatro o faro da man bentel lo tundo fa be balunda alu faro o clinti jeto faro be bentel lo sate to asiata kemeni asiata tantile mi alon ko malo si sene no jeto bar mono problème joranta yalam because nyama dolo bi jeto o nyamo kamunta ko komi kolebe nyambe fo yole bondi ya banko nyin te e malo ka ko na fali ni mo falindo ni sama na tadro nyamo nyina folo ka wuli manoti so ka manoti nya yajere so nte jikitala ko ni yudi bi man sekunda nada ntene ko nte bo nyitan lela ka fo ko nte la sate to nte bisene lalle nga farol lo na jam farol mel yalon ko isinna tundo nyi balundi no alimma koy joranto ba masakunda alimma koy joranto ba so masakunda be mo ne kela wol to sayta be jorana dilam na ngadi na mola mel yalon ko gam tamasa san ko ne ipambanta senoto le gam fa ku naji be momel jumal le bambanta senoto mel yalon ko si joral nyil mutano wole mara masiri nyilla wole sati control ye faro nyin doko ka nyamol bonda kono yan ni sama bina boyla ni sama boyte malo faya be kono karfula be bana lawdandi malol felenti ye nyamoda komin be yimmen temoto jiol le bije sainte isabe kenon to ku jamal le be kerinten simen keno na UDP man sakunda nanada barinte keno la fo UDP man sakunda lena because membe mbulu we banko sikale ayadi molle la mol melialon ko be fankule na pareta bibi hani Mamadou Diallo ñi projet ko membe kerin bi ya politicalize wala mu ñinti ko iben sponsor nale adama baro la ñim birol bi businessman la sponsor muna wo fenna be jino lo Gambia banko kamba so adama na banko tiñaten ayna banko tiñaten so nata ni businessman be do ko ka chance di wala o businessman ñi kalate ma koy fen le to dumala o businessman kana murna ka banku din le business ngela kana price o ñi jo ni wala manyana kala wala manyana kala wala bata ben kambi wala man torobe mol kan wala jakalobe mol kan individual development net government la development o ñi abe membe fokante silo le mbel de dakal be fon ko le de dakam eta kodo donto ye silo de dala ngel bo joka eta sate kodo donto jeto ila dila kola ila sukolon kola ni julu jo wato sida iko kola mo be almbe julo jo gobaro bo le keka ye kodo diala nyafta sila sabala do kula ya kodo sika ya diala ayta sila fula kodo di sila fula kodo de la sila fula de la kodo nyinna me yalon ko moto fula moto saba tambi do la mena ati ada la moto kilina ka tambi no jeda do nyewu fo kala fi boyla siloga o do ku tinya sifali bolle keka silol be low quality le to ni moto wuli kilin ka boro silol kan sankono karo fankono lo ese silo nyim betinya nyinne be na banko ka